Welcome to the program. Today we are going to discuss, it's almost 1 year that Pakistan responded to the aggression of India last year. And that was a kind of an example to the entire world that Pakistan was constantly, telling the world as well as to the Indians that if they have any evidence or anything related to the Pahalgam attack, they should share with Pakistan or any other platforms where they feel satisfied, including the UN and UNSCR, so that there should be a free and fair investigation. But India was not willing, and naturally, because it was a false flag operation, and it attacked Pakistan, and it attacked on the civilian infrastructure as well as the citizens. Killing so many citizens in Pakistan, and then ultimately Pakistan was forced to respond. Pakistan wasn't an aggressor. So we are going to discuss on this issue, the regional peace, especially the Kashmir issue. I have a very prominent guest with me once again, Mr. Masood Khan, former ambassador and a former president AJK. Thank you very much, sir, for joining me. Kindly tell me what were the factors that led to the defeat of India last year?
Last year, the war between India and Pakistan was a new chapter in the history of warfare and diplomacy. And it turned out to be an epic victory for Pakistan. And also, it was not just confined to warfare. Diplomatically, also, we gained space and clout all over the world. So I think that that was a watershed in Pakistan's history. And on this day, 1 year after that aggression that was committed against Pakistan, we pay tribute to the leadership of our armed forces who made us proud by taking very decisive steps. They made the Pakistan nation proud, and they projected to the international community how proud nations with resolve and determination protect their sovereignty and territorial integrity.
So how you see the technology that Pakistan, in fact, there are failed that Pakistan brought down to the ground our Air Force, our brave Air Force. So how you see the technology that Pakistan used, in that war last year?
Well, let's, before talking about technology, which is a subset of the military doctrine, the strategic doctrine that we had was based on defensive posture. Pakistan was not committing aggression against India. It's India. In fact, before India attacked Pakistan, Islamabad counseled India to come to the negotiating table to agree to mediation. Either it could discuss the so-called allegation of terrorism committed by Pakistan through bilateral channels or through a third-party mediator. But they rejected all these offers and overtures, and they whipped up anger against Pakistan in India, and they said that they vowed to inflict heavy damage to Pakistan, and they followed up on that promise to their nation. But when they executed their plan, it was flawed. Pakistan's doctrine, military doctrine, or strategic doctrine, was meant to deter aggression against it. And, since Pakistan acquired nuclear capability, we've been talking about credible deterrence. And it was during that period that we demonstrated our credible deterrence. And it had many components. One was, of course, the harmony and cohesiveness amongst the three forces of Pakistan, the army, the Air Force, and Navy. And the second was that it was an integrated operation, and which inducted new technologies. We tested some of the new technologies for the first time. In addition to the traditional platforms like aircrafts and missiles, we also tested our capabilities in unmanned vehicles, drones, also cyber capabilities that Pakistan had acquired over the years. So technology was a big player. And because of Pakistan's sterling performance, the price of GF-17, the demand for GF-17 increased, and the price for J-10C and the missiles that we used at that time, PL-15 and others, their prices skyrocketed all around the world. And in fact, I'm in Chengdu, where GF-17 is manufactured. We also manufacture GF-17 here in Kamra. But Chengdu, where J-10C and other aircraft like J-20 or J-35C are manufactured, for them, there was demand for their platforms from all over the world. So technology was a decisive factor. But more importantly, it was the leadership, it was the ingenuity with which those technological instruments were used.
Why the Indians have always been reluctant of any mediation? If we see the history, naturally they agreed for Kashmir, the UNSC's resolution that were passed over the years, and they have also agreed in in different bilateral agreements that we had with India. But last year they were reluctant to bring anybody as a mediator. It was only because whatever claimed they made, it was false and fake.
Yes, absolutely. Because they were apprehensive that if there was a mediation by a third party, let's say a third country or the United Nations or any independent forum, their falsehoods would have been exposed. And India did not want that to happen. You have rightly pointed out that since the creation of Pakistan and India, India has been evading multilateral and bilateral diplomacy. It has been written into the textbooks of their diplomacy. And what happens is that whenever there is mediation, they move themselves away from it. I think that it's because they have developed this hubris, this arrogance, this aura of condescension. They think that they are above the law, the international law, and they do not abide by any norms and standards. So that's why they think that they do not take United Nations Security Council very seriously. They have undermined the implementation of the United Nations Security Council resolutions on Kashmir. So it's the very, very typical behavior when dealing with Pakistan, but also other countries in the neighborhood and across the continents. And of course, this falsehoods or fake or false situations, this has become their hallmark. And they demonstrated it to the rest of the world, not just to Pakistan, to the rest of the world. Last year, they were caught red-handed in this day and age of information revolution, when everybody has a handheld device through which they can monitor the developments, the military developments, the diplomatic developments, and also the media narratives. Every citizen could see that Indians were lying in the first place, and second, they were defeated, and third, that they lost diplomatic ground.
Do you think that the policy that the Indian government, especially BJP and Modi, has been following over the years, I mean, marginalizing the minorities, not only the Muslims, but of course, the Christians, even the Sikhs have a lot of reservations regarding, the Modi's policies towards them. And then, of course, the Hindus, the low-caste Hindus. Do you think that this policy of Modi government and the BJP as a political party is succeeding locally as well as internationally?
The Bharatiya Janata Party, supported by Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, they have been committing these crimes against humanity, and they have been violating human rights of their own citizens. You have rightly pointed out Muslims, Christians, Dalits, and so this is written into their DNA. This organization was created, RSS, to discriminate against minorities, especially Muslims, and that's why they have anti-Pakistan policy as well. But since this is the first year after Marka-e-Haq, I would like to highlight that Pakistan not only won militarily, as I mentioned briefly, that we had several diplomatic successes in the past year. For instance, I mentioned that our relations with the United States became very warm and interactive. Field Marshal Asim Munir was received at the White House by President Trump. And since then, our relations, Pakistan-US relations, have been scaling new heights. Also, because of the very astute policy pursued by Pakistan, we of course, joined the Board of Peace, and we had a seat at the table. And then the United States started trusting us, and that's why it has given this responsibility to Pakistan to mediate between Iran and the United States. And we have also earned the trust of Iran. So, and the Gulf regions particularly, since then, they've been supporting Pakistan. And you would recall that Pakistan also signed a strategic mutual defense agreement with Saudi Arabia. And right now, and this, I think, the mediation, the role of a mediator that Pakistan is performing, this is a direct dividend of our success of Marka-e-Haq. That was Marka-e-Haq. Now you see Marka-e-Safarat. And this trust we built over the past year, and Pakistan has written a new chapter in the history of diplomacy by mediating between Iran and the United States. It's a very complex situation. Pakistan has mustered the support of the regional countries, also enlisted the support of China, Russian Federation, European Union, Canada, Australia, Japan, South Korea, you name any country. Of course, I have mentioned the Gulf countries. Add to that Egypt and Turkey. So I think this is a new height for Pakistan, and this momentum started developing after our matchless victory last year during Marka-e-Haq.
Final question is regarding the Kashmir. Naturally, it's a flashpoint, and Pakistan has been asking the international community to resolve this issue. Until this issue is being resolved, there could not be a sustainable peace in the region. How you see the resolve of the Kashmiri people, especially the policy that Pakistan is following at the moment?
You know, going back to 1947, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru had said that there would be no forced union. But I would say that 77 years after the independence of India and Pakistan, the occupation of one part of Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir, by India is a forced union. The people of Jammu and Kashmir, the occupied territory, they do not want to live with India, and they are not a natural or integral part of the Indian Union or the Indian Federation. And since then, year after year, decade after decade, Indian authorities have been committing crimes against humanity and ethnic cleansing in Jammu and Kashmir. And the struggle for the right to self-determination continues unabated. I think that now that Pakistan has acquired this new stature and new space in all the capitals around the world, I mean, and we have been strong advocates for the right to self-determination for the people of Palestine. I think it's high time that we also put Kashmir back on the radar of the international community. It should not be a frozen dispute, because the fate of Kashmiris is crucial to peace and security in the region. But at the same time, I think that we're talking about some 20 million people living in a territory of about 222,000 square kilometers. They deserve to live in freedom and liberty. And I think Pakistan is committed to supporting their cause, no matter what. And I think that the time, as I said, is ripe for taking a fresh initiative.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Masood Khan, for your precious time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.